Good morning, everybody. I am Sharon Wilcox, your independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm coming live to you from Chesapeake, Virginia. Thank you for joining me today, whether you catch me live now or a little bit later on the rerun, or you catch me on YouTube. I really appreciate you joining me. As you know, I've been away for a while, jumping on sporadically. So I got to spend some time in New York, upstate New York, with my daughter last week. So haven't had a whole lot of time for stamping, but November the 4th, I'm doing a vendor fair here in Chesapeake, Virginia. And I did this last year and it was a real success. And we raised a lot of money for our organization. And so I'm doing it again this year, but it is November the 4th. So no Halloween stuff for the vendor fair. And not having enough free time to create on my own, I went searching and I found some really cute things. So let me hop down to my desktop and show you something really cute. And if I didn't say it, today is September the 28th. Okay, here we go. So, well, you see a little gingerbread man there. I've already stamped him and cut him out. I absolutely love this set called Sending Cheer. I've used this a great deal, and I'll show you the samples on what I'm doing with that. And here are the dies that go with that. There are a lot of them. And it's just so fun. This is for the stocking top, and this one's for the Santa hat. There's our little gingerbread man, and I just cut that piece off, as you can see here. So let me show you what it is that I made. Now, again, this is not my idea. This came from another demonstrator, and her name, she goes by Stampin' with Amore. Angie is her first name. So this is what it is. It is adorable, I do believe. And you can hang this on a tree like this. Okay, I left the backside plain, just our designer series paper. And this is the Mary Bold and Bright paper, this one. And oh, it's just stunning, stunning, beautiful paper. I love all of it, and I've used quite a bit of it. This is not my first one. So you can see all the different pieces that are in there. Just beautiful. And these colors, my camera is showing the colors pretty darn true to what they are today. I love that. But what they are little boxes. And you open it up here, and then you can place whatever you want in it. Candy Kisses would be a really wonderful thing to put in there. I did pull out one of these hand sanitizers from Bath and Body Works is what that is when they have them on sale. And it will fit in here, but it doesn't fold down quite as flat or as nice as I would like it, but you can make it work. It'll pop up a little bit. So I don't really care for that. Of course, candy, but it'll also hold chapstick really nice. And you can see there's room for about 3 of them in there. So maybe just 2 if you lean them over to the side, and then the box fits really nice. Okay, isn't that just adorable? I think it's adorable, and I think it'll be a wonderful thing to sell at my vendor's fair, promoting Stampin' Up! As well. So the thing that Angie had done was she had her box on here straight up and down, right up like this, but I turned it to the side only because I didn't want my ribbon to be in the way. This is some of our ribbon. I think it's page 142, 143 of the big catalog. And then I made a little bow and attached that. This is the ribbon I use, and it's actually a duo of red and green. There we go. You're going to see other ribbons that I have used, and they're all in our catalog. So there's our little gingerbread man. And let me show you how to make it. It sounds confusing at first, but you're going to have to trust me on this. It's not that hard after you do one. It really is not. So what you need is a piece of cardstock that is 6.5 by 5. Okay. And this is my pattern that I use. And sometimes, like I have done these, I worked on cutting them and stuff and scoring them actually before I left to go up to New York. So while I was in New York with my daughter and I had a little free time, then I would cut the boxes out. And it made it much easier when I got home to put things together. But this is my pattern that I keep. And I write on it what size my cardstock is and where each of the scoring. And these scores are written this way because they're going to get scored on that 6.5 side. And these scores are written this way, so I know that they get scored on the 5-inch side. I hope that makes sense. And I also always cut in a little bit so that your tabs fold really nice. But let me just score this for you real quickly so that you can see it really goes fast. And then I'll give you a couple little hints on the, let me pull this down here, on the actual cutting of this. Okay, so our first one is at 1/2 inch. Remember, we got the 6.5 up here. The next one is 1.5, 3.5. It jumped the gun there, but that's okay. It's not going to hurt anything. And then the next one is 4.5. Okay, then you'll flip that around to the 5-inch side, and then you will score that on a 1/2 inch, and you will score it at 1.5, and then you'll score it at 4. Okay, so there's all of your score lines. Okay, so what I do, and the easiest thing to remember, is you've got this piece here that's going to create your flap for closing your box. It's going to create this little flap. Remember, I showed you that at the top. So just remember that. And all I do is go straight down these lines. And I'm going to bring out my pattern just so you can see. Here's how this looks this way. Okay, so you're going to cut off this corner here, and this is the side of your box. All right, so cut that one off, and then we cut straight up on these bottom ones up to the score line. Cut straight up on that one, and this one, and this one. Now, I want you to notice this. I'm showing you this way so that you can see it. You see there's a big chunk cut out over here. This is cut and this is cut. So we're going to cut this corner out right here. We cut this piece off. Don't cut off your little flap. And then go to the other side and cut that piece off. Now, one of the things that she had said was she just cuts these a little bit smaller. So just trim that off on the side. It just makes that flap. If you don't, then your flap overlaps. It's not the end of the world. The other fun thing when you're making boxes is you want to cut in so that they fold real nice. Okay, so we do that little cut in piece. It took me a bit to figure out what she was doing on some of these because she didn't explain it sometimes as well, and it took me a bit to figure out which one she was actually cutting on. Okay, so that is this side. It looks just like that. All right, so now we got to do this other side. So I just flip this over, okay? And on this one, we're going to cut up to, because we want to keep this, we're going to cut up to this line, that score line, up on this score line, up on this score line, and up on this score line, okay? This one we're going to cut in so we have a nice little tab there, all right? And this one, same thing, cut in a little bit to give us a nice little fold when we do that. Put our box together, and this piece gets completely cut out, that little corner. And now I'll take this and cut up. Ooh, that wasn't very good, but let's redo that. No harm done there, just like that. And this becomes just like this. This one might be a little longer, but it's not a big deal. The next thing you want to do is, let me get rid of this stuff before I have it everywhere, okay? The next thing you want to do, and this is our score and pal. I'm telling you, I use this thing a great deal. If you don't have this, I really recommend it. It really makes life much easier. I know our cutting paper trimmer has the scoring thing, but sometimes I just find it when I'm doing a lot to use that one. So the thing you want to do is you want to fold on all of your score lines. You want to have really sharp creases for your score lines. So fold on all of those, including your little tap there. Come over here and just keep scoring on those, or folding and creasing on those score lines. There we go. I don't think I did the side ones either, so let's get those. If you don't own a bone folder, you can use one of your blocks. The acrylic blocks, let me grab one and show you. I love using my acrylic blocks. They work excellent as well. Sometimes I think they're even easier to use. So whichever works for you. So there we have that nice and scored. So this is the box top that opens. This is the piece that we're going to add some adhesive to. So let me grab my silicone mat so that I don't get adhesive where I don't want it. And I am using our Stampin' Seal Plus because it will hold really nice. You could use our, some people call it green glue, but what it is our Tombow multi-purpose glue. This works excellent too, and once in a while I do use it. It depends on my mood, to be quite honest. Okay, and I can see those have gone over, so I'm just going to fold those over because I don't want those to see. So when you've done that, fold this piece down, and this piece will just come and fold right over top of it. And before I do that, I can see this doesn't look like it's real straight. Let's see if I can straighten it up. There we go. Burnish that real nice. You can use your hand, you can use your bone fold, or use a block, whatever. This is the bottom of your box, okay? So I put those two in. I don't do anything to them. I don't feel it's necessary. A little adhesive here. And that's going to go down like that. It's going to stick, trust me. Little adhesive on this one. And then make sure your box is nice and square. It's like that. Looks great. And then you can take one of your blocks. You can take whatever tool works for you. I just take our block, press that down, and now that's sealed real nice. Okay. And then this is your top. See, this is why we cut off a little bit here, so that they didn't overlap each other like that. And then you've got this piece. So that's the hardest part of this whole thing. And honestly, it's not that hard. I hope I left up those measurements. I'll put this up one more time so that you can see this. Take a screenshot of that so that you can see what those measurements are and where your cutting will be. You just want to remember that on the top piece where you've got your little flap is where you're going to cut this piece out. Trust me, I accidentally cut this side out a couple times, so it can happen. So there you go. Okay, so now we're ready to put this all together. And what you're going to do is you're going to use whatever circles you have. I used our Deckled circles because I am in love with them. Do you guys have these? I love them. Absolutely love them. So I am using from the inside out 1, 2, 3, 4, number 5. And that is what I'm using to cut my designer series paper. And in this case, I'm using the Fa La La. Okay. And then the next larger one is what I use to cut the actual ornament part. Okay. Can't get much simpler than that. There's one more piece, and the die that I'm using comes from Countryside Corners, but you can use whatever. You don't even need a die. You could just cut a rectangle. And I use some of our gold paper, gold cardstock. I cut one from the smallest rectangle here, and then I just eyeballing it. It doesn't have to be perfect or anything. Cut it in half. And what you'll do, and you can use your adhesive again, or you can use glue, is you're going to attach this. I should have this mat under me because I'm liable to have sticky everywhere. And I'll do this one as well. And again, use your glue if you feel more comfortable with glue. But you want to put your ornament top right like that. Do that on both of them. And I like to line them up so that I get them in the same position. Nice, nice and straight, right? And you see what's happening here is this is going to go this way. Now, this is how Angie had it, but I tilted my box this way so that it was a little easier, I felt, to get in. And then you want to add your designer series paper, which I just had it. Oh, it's hiding underneath here. And again, do you want to use glue or do you want to use Stampin' Seal Plus? I would use Plus for anything that is decorative, not necessarily, don't need it for putting your cards together, but for crafty things, I like the Plus because it is much stronger. So you're going to do that, and then you're going to decorate it. And in this case, I had that little snowman when we first came on. I don't know where he disappeared, but look, I even cut out a polar bear. You can do whatever you want, but here is the finished ones that I'm going to put on here. Okay, super, super cute. All right, so in order to attach this, this is when I like to use my glue, and I use the Tombow glue, pretty generous little bit there. And again, like I said, I like to have that kind of on the angle. Let's go this direction, doesn't matter really, but that's what I'm going to do. angle that around. And another thing, using that glue, you do have time to play around a little bit. Okay, flip it over. Let's add more glue. Just make sure your box opens at the top. That would be a little silly if it opened at the bottom and all your goodies fell out. And line that up. Just kind of eyeball it. You can do it. And then you bring in your ribbons and finish decorating. Now, isn't that fast and easy? Really, the most difficult part, and it's not hard, is doing your box. Cutting your box and scoring is simple. 6.5 by 5. And I'm going to show you all of these really cute ones that I have already finished. Yes, I have gingerbread men. I put different things on different ones, different backgrounds as well. The little jewels that are on there, I see if I can pull those out quick enough. Probably not as fast as I would like. There they are. Glitter sequins. And they're just so fun. Yeah, I love those. Those are in the holiday catalog. And let's see, more gingerbread men. Different ribbons, different colors. Oh, look, there's a little holly that I have here. Different ribbon on this one. This is that really cute ribbon that comes with the pink. Lemon lime is what this is with petal pink. You get 2 rolls of this. I just love it. And you notice some little holly up here. You can put a little holly up here. You can put it wherever you want. This is the one just doing. I really wanted to put the holly on, you know, on the little gingerbread, but I thought it looked a little dorky, so I didn't. But anyways, it's just sweet. I like it up here. But anyways, you decorate it how you like. You notice in this one, I used some of these snowflakes. Almost out. I just ordered more. This is what they are. And you notice all my white ones are gone, but I did use some of the copper ones on here. And I think those look really cute too. Now, I didn't just do gingerbread men, even though I love him and I think he's adorable. I did some Santa hats. Let's see, here's another one. This one, I put the holly up here. This one, I put it on the hat. You see here's some of those white snowflakes. I used the Wink of Stella. The Ho 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 comes from this set as well. And, you know, this is that smallest little tag, too, that I used for this. That's this piece that I cut in white. Whatever works for you. You don't even have to do that. You could just cut a piece of paper like this one. This one's just a piece of paper. I just cut it out freehand. Simple. Okay, now we've got some more Christmas stockings. I just love every one of these designs in this set. I think it's adorable. Some have Merry Christmas, some have your ho ho ho, some have sending cheer, be jolly, no peeking. What is your favorite of all of these? I think they're adorable. I love this green with the trees, the red trees. And then this one, I cut out the bear from the designer series paper, which I think was absolutely adorable. He is opening at the top. And I do find that to be a little bit obnoxious. You're going to have to pull your ribbon through to get it open a little better. Okay, but you can do it. But that's why I decided to offset mine to the side. It just makes it a little bit easier. But even the designer series paper cutout makes for adorable. Absolutely love them. They're fun. They're quick. They're easy to make. So let me hop back up here to my desktop, maybe, if I can get up there. There we go. So I hope you like that. You may notice in the back there's another box. That is a different one. I'll show you how to make that one. Maybe another day this week. I might hop on a couple of times this week instead of just uh, uh, just just Thursday, because I don't have a whole lot of time and I do want to work on some cards as well. Nancy, I see you wanted the dimensions of the circles. So let me do that real quick before I get off of here. And let me find the one up here's got my inches. So let me look up here, and the smallest one, I'm struggling with that. Hold on. Okay, it's 3 inches. This is the small that I did the designer series paper. That's 3 inches. And the larger one that I did is about 3 1/4. Okay, so 3, and one is the one in the center is 3, and the other one is 3 1/4. Does that help you to see the difference between those two sizes? Yeah, I hope so. All right. Anybody else that has questions, I'll answer them when I get offline instead of taking up your time. But I will be back, I believe next Thursday will be the 3rd of October. Wow. Just a quick reminder, John and I are headed out this time for a vacation, and we're going to go, we're going to fly into Venice, Italy. We visited Italy back in 2019 and absolutely loved it and have been wanting to go back. And so we are going just to Venice. Well, we're actually taking a little trip over to the Italian Dolomites, which should be absolutely gorgeous. They're referred to as the Italian Alps. So I can't wait. Should be a lot of fun. But then from Venice, we're getting on a cruise ship and we're going to go to Greece. So I'm super excited about that because I've been wanting to go to Greece for a long time. And I don't know if any of you watch that silly show that used to be on. It's about Corfu, Greece. It was a very quirky show, so many of you probably never heard of it. But just seeing the scenery and the town and different things made me fall in love with it. So the ship stops in Corfu. So I'm super excited about that because there aren't many cruises that go through Corfu. So I'm hoping that the fires that they had in Rhodes and they evacuated part of Corfu, but this has been a couple months ago, so hopefully everything is good. But I'm not going to stress about it. It's going to be what it is, and we're going to enjoy our vacation. So, but I will be here next week. So until next week, happy stamping and do something fun and creative for yourself.